And then I read House of Suns,
Yep.
which was a one-off, and that's about a like humanity spread across all the stars, but they don't have like warp travel or anything. So to get to other places, you literally travel for thousands of years.
Okay.
So it's basically
how does someone travel for thousands of years? Like, do they have to basically have like generations of their family travel?
no. So basically the people who there was like thousands of years after our solar system, there's this other solar system-y place with a ring of asteroids that orbit the sun, and people live on them, and there's a lot of rich people, and some of the richest houses create clones of themselves, and they start this thing called the houses, where they clone 1,000 people from them, call them the Shatterlings, and their job is to go out into space and basically just experience the world and what happens to humanity. So these people get frozen, or they get technology where they can slow down their perception of time and their bodies, so their body doesn't age. So like, instead of traveling for 1,000 years, you blink and wake up, but the universe has moved on 1,000 years. I mean, that's that, Liam.
Okay.
It's cool. Honestly, it's really interesting because usually there is light speed travel and stuff. So it's cool the fact that these people like leave a planet, then go back. So on their second visit to a planet, 3 civilizations could have risen up and died, and it's quite cool.
Yeah.
I gave that a 4 out of 5, Liam.
I've noticed so far all of your ratings for these are very high.
So what I'm currently doing, the way I've been reading books recently, is I've been going on these 2 sites which are like the best sci-fi books or the best fantasy books, and I'm working my way through all of them, and they do it all in subgenres and stuff.
Do you ever worry though that if you only read good books constantly, that eventually, like, the good books you'd kind of get a bit almost like desensitized to them, and they wouldn't seem as good as they actually are?
No, you're talking to someone.
Like, imagine. Oh no, yeah. But all right, imagine if you only ever ate your favourite meal every day for a year. By the end of that year, you'd probably be kind of craving something a bit different, right?
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. I get what you're saying, Liam. One issue with that analogy is that I'm talking about the best books of all these different genres, right? So that's like saying if you only ate good food that was cooked well, would you get fed up of people cooking you good food? No.
Okay.
Because I read sci-fi for a while, and then I'm like, cool, I've done sci-fi for 2 months. I'm going to move on to fantasy, and I don't just go to fantasy. I go to like grimdark fantasy, and then I'll come back to sci-fi, and I'll go to hard sci-fi or regular sci-fi or AI sci-fi, or there's all these different subgenres.
Do you ever read like horror sci-fi?
Not so much. I've never been a fan of horror books because they don't.
I thought you liked Stephen King.
Yeah, I do. I don't find them scary though. His stories are really good.
But he also is like the most famous horror writer.
Yeah, I don't find them scary. I just find them good.
Okay.
Like when I read It, I wasn't walking around being like, oh my god, everything lives in the drains and I'm scared.
Yeah.
I just think they're good books and I like them a lot.
Fair enough.
Yeah. You done bitching, Liam?
I'm not bitching. I was just kind of like looking out for you, to be honest.
Well, don't worry about it, mate. I love books. I'm never going to not love books.
That's good.
So